Hola a todos, estamos de vuelta con Dead Synchronicity. Ya busqué otro empujón, por así decirlo. Aparentemente sí se nos pasó algo acá por donde está el cazador. Vamos a ver si lo encuentro. Dice algo de que una cinta con la que pegaron el cable eléctrico. ¿Pero dónde estará? ¿Estará adentro en el bar? A ver. Ah, aquí está, mira. Cinta adhesiva.
After using it to splice the electric cable on the front of the building, the hunter's thugs must have left it here. It's not my old pair of bolt cutters, but it could be useful to me.
¿Qué dijiste? Wow. ¿Cómo no lo vi? Rayos. Ok. Tiene sentido porque pues lo usaron para arreglar esto. Entonces ahora ya con eso puedo pegar esto.
I could use the electrical tape to hold something to this object. But what do I want to add to it? I could use the electrical tape to hold something to this object. But what do I want to add to it? Let's see. I'll use the electrical tape to join these two objects. The bad news is that I just used up all the electrical tape.
Me costó toda la cinta, pero ahí está ya la cuna. Ok. Ahora sí. Espero que ahora sí sea suficiente. Es increíble que no haya visto esa cinta, ¿eh? Vaya que sí estoy ciego. Ok, aquí tienes tu cuna. Espero te guste.
Thank you. Now I can rock my baby to sleep and sing to him.
Now I need you to tell me that secret you promised to reveal if I brought what you asked.
Yes, our secret. I have something that belongs to you, Mr. Sleepyhead. It's the key that opens your chest of dreams. And now, it's yours again.
But it's a real key. Where did you get it?
I found it in your jacket after Rod and his wife gave me your clothes. When I got to my room, the key fell on the floor and made a clinking sound. I had just seen you sleeping in their trailer, like a big bear. And then I figured it out. It was the key to the chest where you were keeping your dreams. Because you like to dream, don't you? Of course you do. That's why your name is Mr. Sleepyhead.
The key that opens my chest of dreams.
Thank you very much for your help, Rose.
Take good care of your son. I should be going now.
No, please. Don't go. Don't leave me here. Now that I found my baby, I have to get away from here. Far away. I have to get away from the haunted castle. If you leave, more men will come and hurt me, and they'll lock me up in the dark again. And I can't stand the dark. That's when those soldiers come back and take me with them. And now they'll want to hurt my baby, too.
The hunter was clear. I mustn't get mixed up in his affairs, or there'll be hell to pay. I'm sorry, Rose. I can't do anything.
Mr. Sleepyhead, I can't stand it anymore. Don't let them touch me again. Please help me. You have to get me out of here. Like the knight in the stories. You're my knight, and I'm your princess.
Good God. This is unbearable. Victims and executioners. It sums things up. And what was I? What was my role before the Great Wave? Damn it. I can't just leave that poor girl to her fate. I have to do something to save her, even if I don't know what that is yet. I'll help you, Rose. I'll help you get out of here.
Thank you, Mr. Sleepyhead. Do you promise? Will you be my knight in shining armor?
Yes.
Ok. Pues todavía no acabamos con ella. Tenemos que rescatarla ahora de esto. ¿Y cómo lo vamos a hacer? Que si nos metemos con problemas... Nos metemos en problemas con los mafiosos y con el cazador. No creo que sea buena idea. Si de por sí se enteran muy bien de todo lo que hago. Bueno, ya tengo literalmente la llave.
It's something that belongs to you, and it's from before the Great Wave. That's what Rose said. The key that opens your chest of dreams.
Me imagino que debe de ser la llave de mi casa. Algo así que vayamos para allá otra vez. Entonces yo creo que ahí ya es donde encontramos la cámara para tomar la foto de los barriles de gasolina. Y ya de ahí debe de ayudarnos para hablar con el niño. Y me imagino que eso ya progresa la historia. Pachín.
Let's see if my intuition is correct. Yes, the key that opens my chest of dreams is a key that in fact belongs to Michael Argent, photographer. The key to my own apartment.
Ok, listo. Tengo muchas fotos. A ver.
The outside of this closet is covered with photos cut out of magazines and newspapers. It looks disproportionately huge in this tiny apartment.
¿Qué tengo aquí en mi armario de trabajo? Una cámara. Estoy en todo el espacio del mundo y lo único que queda es una cámara. Ok, ya tengo la cámara. Excelente. No hay nada más.
Inside, there are dozens of compartments for cameras, lenses, and bags. But they're all empty. It's strange. There's not a trace of photographic material in this closet.
Ok, solo tengo la cámara. Espero que sea suficiente eso. A ver.
A somewhat antiquated model of an instant camera. Despite its appearance, it seems to be in perfect working order. I only see one problem. It has no film in it.
Ahí está el problema. No tiene rollo. No tiene para sacar fotos. A ver, focos.
This must be the corner where I did my least complicated photographic jobs. Just a white backdrop and these two shattered lamps to light the scene.
¿Qué?
It's the backdrop I used for the photography I did at home. It's hanging down from that wooden beam, held in place with screws. No, I'd only rip it if I tried to pull it down without first taking out the screws.
¿Y para qué quiero esto?
Whoever designed this building didn't go to too much trouble to conceal the structural elements. There are pillars and wooden beams all over the place. A line of tiny screws holds up the white backdrop that hangs from the crossbeam.
¿Necesito un desarmador o qué? Caja de música.
The corner of a photograph peeking out of this old music box.
Vamos a ver qué recuerda después de eso.
It can't be. It's me. This photo. I remember it. I remember this photograph.
Please, Michael, help us. Only you can do it.
And this woman she's Emily. She's my wife. Now I remember her. The person who's been communicating with me all this time. Emily.
I love you, Michael.
And I now pronounce you.
Don't ever leave me.
I won't.
I have something to tell you, Michael.
Are you really? Oh, yes!
Things are not going well between us, Michael. You know that.
It's only a rough patch. You'll see. It's all your fault!
You have to get on top of this, Michael. It's destroying both of us. I'm afraid of you.
Shut up! Shut up!
Everything will be different. Remember that vacation we took to the beach when we were getting to know each other? Everything will go back to the way it was.
Promise me.
I promise.
No es como que se va a acabar el mundo ni nada.
What does all this mean? Where are you? How can I find you? What are these messages you keep repeating in my head? I've lost my mind. I've lost my mind. That's the only logical explanation for this. Oh, Emily. My poor Emily.
Where are you? How can I find you?
Okay. Interrumpimos la música.
This melancholy music makes my hair stand on end. I seem to be hearing the sad voice of Emily in every note. Where are you? How can I find you?
Okay. La botella vacía de evidencia de que eres un alcohólico total.
As dry and as empty as the contents of my memory. I see various liquor bottles scattered around the room. That explains the odor I find so unbearable.
Okay. La ventana.
It's exactly the same view of the park and the statue that appears in the photo on the poster. No doubt this must have been one of my simplest and most lucrative jobs. I completed it without even leaving the house.
A ver, tendré algo para las fotos en mi archivador.
It has a multitude of little drawers, all labeled in alphabetical order. The existence of something so logical and orderly in this place surprises me. Judging from the state of my place, I was obviously a rather messy person.
A ver, ¿qué hay aquí? A la C.
Alexander Tribune. That's the name of this newspaper. Now I understand. This file cabinet holds copies of newspapers and magazines my photos appeared in. It seems like as a photographer, I was very fond of my own work.
Okay.
Central Outrider. The title of this publication appears in the front page. Bjorn City Paper. One of the many newspapers stored in the filing cabinet. Benton Heights Post. That's the name of this newspaper.
¿Ese sí lo guardo?
Central Outrider. The title of this publication appears in the front page. First, I'll put the newspaper I took back in its place. As much as I might like my old photos, I have no intention of carrying around any more paper than necessary. Central Outrider. It's one of the many publications I was saving inside the file cabinet at home. Impossible. No matter how hard I look, I can't find any address on the pages of this newspaper. Central Outrider.
Es lo que no sé qué estoy buscando aquí. Es el problema.
A shelf with photos, discs, and dozens of books in every imaginable size and color. This must be the repository for a big chunk of Michael Argent's personality and tastes. What for? None of these titles means anything at all to me. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing a reflection you no longer recognize staring back at you.
Okay.
Alexander Tribune, one of the many newspapers stored in the filing cabinet. First, I'll put the newspaper I took back in its place. As much as I might like my old...
¿Y qué puedo hacer? ¿Revisar de uno por uno? A ver si alguno tiene una dirección o qué.
Alexander Tribune, a crude, low-budget, and obscure publication. Just like all the other ones I have at home in the file cabinet. I'm afraid that my photography career hasn't been terribly successful up to now. Impossible. Bjorn City Paper. First, I'll put as much as... Bjorn City... Impossible. Bjorn City Paper. I don't...
Ok, no tengo idea de qué es lo que estoy haciendo.
Benton Heights. First, as much... Impossible.
De hecho, no sé ni si eso es lo que tengo que hacer o no.
Cottage Times Register, one of the many newspapers stored in the filing cabinet. First, as much as I might like my...
A ver.
Cottage Times Register, a crude, low-budget, and obscure... I'm afraid... Impossible.
Imposible.
Central Outrider. That's the name of this newspaper. First, as much...
Okay.
Central Outrider. Impossible.
Imposible, ok.
Benton. First, up as much...
Ya perdí la cuenta de cuáles ya revisé y cuáles no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ya revisé 5 aquí.
Cottage Times Register. Disney Banker. That's the name of this newspaper.
A lo mejor tengo que revisar hasta que algún nombre me suene o algo así. Me suene familiar.
Dolphin News. The title of this publication appears in the front page. Empire Point Magazine. One of the many newspapers stored in the filing cabinet. Elk Grove Echo. That's the name of this newspaper.
First, I'll put the newspaper as much. Elk Grove Echo. Impossible.
No.
Fairview Vanguard. That's the name of this newspaper. First, as much.
No sé qué hacer aquí.
Impossible.
Imposible. A mí me gustan mucho estos juegos de aventura y así.
Empire Point Magazine.
Pero soy bien fácil de perderme y estancarme.
Greenfield Pioneer. One of the many newspapers stored in the filing cabinet.
Greenfield.
Greater City Horizon. That's the name of this newspaper.
Greater City. Tendré que buscar algún nombre en específico.
The title of this publication appears in the front page. Horn Meridional News.
Gosh.
It's the note I found on the door to the apartment.
TNT. ¿Tendrá que ver algo en la TNT?
Who could Sarah be?
Okay. A ver, ¿dónde está la T? RST.
Solstice Time. Sandy Ridge Center. The New Truth. One of the many newspapers stored in the filing cabinet.
Debe ser este, ¿no? TNT.
First, I'll put the newspaper as much as I might.
Este sí se ve diferente.
The New Truth. The newspaper for those who have.
Sí, ahí está el
It
logo.
looks like a decent publication, even though it was produced in a shoestring budget.
El misterio de los fenómenos lumínicos sobre el cielo de Tokio continúa. Las insólitas y espectaculares luces de origen desconocido siguen alumbrando el cielo nocturno de la capital nipona desde hace días, sin que las autoridades del país hayan dado aún ninguna explicación oficial al fenómeno. Evidencias muestran graves alteraciones electromagnéticas en las zonas más afectadas y se rumorea que el gobierno planea un cierre inmediato de fronteras. Por Chris Blunstone. Michael Argent, la fotografía.
The address of the office is at the bottom of the first page, and the article on the front page is under the byline of one Chris Blunstone.
Ok, entonces esta sí puedo conseguir la dirección aquí.
It seems like a good idea, but the GPS signal is very weak in here. I think it would be better to use it in an open area rather than indoors.
Ok. Bueno, me imagino que eso es lo que tenía que buscar aquí. De buenas que me puse a revisar lo que tenía aquí para buscar alguna pista o algo, y qué bueno que sí vi ahí eso. Si no era eso, era algo en el póster. Ok. ¿Qué más podré hacer aquí? Nada más. Al parecer lo de esta tela de pantalla, pero tienes que quitar los tornillos de alguna manera. Ya vimos la caja de música. Ya obtuvimos la cámara. Pero pues no tiene rollo. Uno pensaría que un camarógrafo tendría rollo de fotografía en su escritorio o en algún lugar. Pero no hay nada, no veo nada. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Bueno. Vamos a sacar la dirección del GPS a ver qué.
Of course. The letters TNT on the letterhead of Sarah and Chris's note stand for the newspaper, The New Truth. I'll enter the address of the newspaper office shown on the front page. The map indicates a place near the main avenue of the city. Will it still be standing? Let's go find out.
Ok, acto 4. Viejas y nuevas verdades. Knock, knock, knock.
Good God, Michael, is that you?
There's no question about it. That's the person I saw in my vision. The person mentioned in the note I found in my house. What was his name? Hello, Chris.
Come in quickly. It's dangerous to be out on the streets at this hour.
¿Está en una silla de ruedas?
Michael,
Ah,
I'm
sí.
so glad to see you again. After all that time without hearing from you, Sarah and I feared the worst. But tell me, why didn't you come sooner? Where have you been all this time?
From his enthusiastic welcome, it looks like this man and I were good friends in the past, before the entire world collapsed. But can I trust him? I don't know. Do I have any other choice? It's a long story, Chris. Very long.
I'm all ears, old friend.
And while I tell him everything I can remember, the few things in my memory since waking up in Rod's trailer, I see a mixture of tenderness and compassion on his face. Something I haven't seen in anyone else since waking up in this hellhole. I haven't the slightest doubt. I can trust this man.
I'm sorry for everything that happened, Michael. Sarah and I had been trying to get in touch with you for a long time, but the Great Wave made it impossible to find you. Now I know why. As a matter of fact, she went out to take that note to your house. I haven't seen her since. Tell me, did you find Sarah? Did she tell you she was coming here?
Sarah? I'm sorry, but I just found this handwritten note on the door. That's all.
Of course, forgive me. You already told me that you were blanked. You don't remember her. Sarah is my wife. Emily and she were close friends. In fact, they ran the Beechwood Oracle bookstore together, right below your apartment. That's how you started working with us at the New Truth. And the two of you, Emily and you, became like family to us. I want you to know that what happened to Emily affected us deeply, Michael. Sarah was devastated. We could hardly bring ourselves to speak to you at the time. I'm so sorry for what happened to her.
What the hell are you talking about?
Good God. Don't tell me you don't remember that either. Emily died, Michael.
But that's impossible.
I'm sorry to be the one to make you relive that hell. You yourself told Sarah and me on the phone a little while before you returned home. It happened while the two of you were in Japan, scarcely a few days before the Great Wave hit. At the paper, we sent you on an assignment to do a photo essay on those strange lights that had been sighted in the sky over Tokyo. So you got all your photography equipment together and set off right away. Emily went with you. You two decided to use the trip as a chance to work on your marriage, which had been in trouble for a long time. You were in bad shape, Michael. Your financial problems, her miscarriages, your violent, self-destructive nature. Emily couldn't take it anymore. You were putting her through too much back then.
Things are not going well between us, Michael. You know that.
It's only a rough patch. You'll see.
It's all your fault!
You have to get on top of this, Michael. It's destroying both of us. I'm afraid of you.
I can't help it. It's that demon. You know I can't help it.
From what you told us, things were getting better. After so many years, both of you were starting to rediscover each other.
Everything will be different. Remember that vacation we took to the beach? When we were getting to know each other? Everything will go back to the way it was.
Promise me.
I promise.
Until one night in your hotel, Emily started to feel sick. It all happened very fast. She was having fainting spells, vomiting, running a fever. You took her to the nearest hospital where she was admitted immediately.
Emily, what's happening? Emily! Emily!
And a few hours later, they told you she was dead. They wouldn't even let you see her body. They wouldn't let you see her. The Japanese authorities hustled you off on the next plane out. It was all very strange and disconcerting. And the very night you arrived, the Great Wave hit.
Oh, Emily. Now I remember it. I remember everything. I remember her pale, haggard face when she took my hand. Don't worry. It's nothing. Everything will be all right, she was saying, while they were wheeling her deep into the hospital. And she waved goodbye to me, forcing a smile to cover her fear. And then I saw it. I swear I could see how time was stopping. Little by little. In her eyes. Emily can't be dead. She talks to me. I've been hearing her voice for some time now. You must think I've lost my mind.
From the little we were able to talk to you before you got back, we could see that her death hit you terribly hard, Michael. You felt extremely guilty for the way you treated her those last few years. You said you would never be able to forgive yourself. It's possible that the pain warped your mind, but it's also possible that what is happening to you is real.
If Emily died before the Great Wave, how can what's happening to me be real?
Let me tell you something. In spite of the catastrophe, at the New Truth, we've never stopped working. For Sarah and for me, this newspaper is our life. And since the Great Wave, our contacts and confidential sources haven't stopped bringing us the most incredible and chilling information you could imagine. Thousands, no, millions of unexplained phenomena are taking place simultaneously all over the world, Michael. We're living through the strangest and most confusing times in our history, and any hypothesis, no matter how crazy, must be taken into consideration, even what you just told me. There's no question that something extraordinary is happening all over the world because of the Great Wave, the emergence of the dissolved, and our gradual approach to the dead synchronicity point.
Wow. Mucha información, mucha información. Si la gran ola, todo el mundo me ha hablado de ella desde el momento en que desperté.
Yes, the Great Wave. People have been telling me about it since the moment I woke up.
Everyone talks about it, but no one really knows what it is. Did you know that the catastrophe didn't just strike here, but all over the world? They keep us isolated and misinformed. But that's the truth. The Great Wave didn't just destroy this city. It affected the entire planet. And the most surprising thing is that it all happened simultaneously, at the exact same moment everywhere on Earth. Isn't that amazing? There's never been an official account of the catastrophe. They don't want to tell us, but at the New Truth, we know a lot of things they don't want us to know.
They? Who are they?
The elite, the army, the shadow government, whoever is in control at any particular moment. They're determined to maintain the power structures of the old world by any means. The irony is, for the moment, any notion of order or control is absurd. The rules of the game have changed completely, and the entire world is slipping through their fingers. They're disoriented and frightened, and they'll do anything to prop up the old system. That's what makes them so dangerous. But information weakens them, makes them vulnerable. And that's why we have to keep investigating, Michael. It's our duty to uncover the truth.
Los disueltos, esa horrible enfermedad.
The dissolved. That horrible disease.
Yes, the fate of those poor devils. That's the cruelest and saddest part of this story. From reliable sources, we've been able to find out that while it is true the Great Wave multiplied the number of dissolved drastically, a few early cases of dissolution were actually detected hours, even days before the catastrophe.
What? There were cases of the dissolved before the Great Wave?
Yes, Michael. Just a handful of victims scattered across the globe. But the timing is significant. What's more, people have told us shocking stories about those victims.
I could tell you one. Colin, the only child of the family that took care of me in the refugee camp, is a dissolved. Just a few hours ago, in a deep trance, he shouted out my name, insisting that he needed to talk to me. He kept saying that he wanted to give me a message from Emily.
Good God, Michael. And what was that message?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but I will. His condition is very serious, and I have to hurry.
If only we had more information about the disease, what it is, where it came from. If only we knew a little bit more about those strange underground highways they talk about so much during their trances. We need more information. At the New Truth, all we have are a few eyewitness reports here and there, and a handful of tests for detecting the disease that we were able to steal from one of the cleanup brigades. And that's not very much when you're trying to put together a puzzle as obscure and complicated as this one.
¿Sincronicidad muerta? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Título del juego?
Dead Synchronicity? What's that?
It's very difficult to explain, Michael. We're still so short of information. But I will tell you one thing. Time is running out. The Great Wave triggered a landslide of death and destruction that's accelerating by the day. And the end will be absolutely devastating.
Look around you, Chris. It's impossible for the situation to get worse.
If the theory about the approach of the dead synchronicity point is true, the future that awaits us will make everything we've seen up to now seem like a walk in the park, Michael. The arrival of the dead synchronicity point will mean the end of the world as we know it. The end of the laws of nature, the laws of physics, the very meaning of existence. And with them, of course, the end of the human species on the face of the Earth. Our inability to adapt will wipe us out in a matter of minutes, and indeed, in some cases, it's already happening. But the good news is that if this hypothesis is correct, the very nature of this anomaly could also allow us to reverse the situation.
Reverse the situation? You mean avoid the future you're talking about? Avoid the consequences of the Great Wave? Is that possible?
Of course it is. How can I explain it to you? No, not yet. It would be too complex for you to understand, and I don't want to create any false hope. I can't tell you anything more for the time being. We need more information, more sources, and we need them urgently. Time is running out, in every sense of the word.
I need answers too, Chris. Where can I find the information you need? How can I help you?
A few days ago, one of our confidential sources in the Army contacted the New Truth. He told us he had a bombshell in his hands, an official report of the results of all the investigations conducted to date on the Great Wave, the Dissolved, and the Dead Synchronicity Point. It's a real gold mine, Michael. The answer to our prayers.
And where is that report now?
The same day she left the note at your house, Sarah was supposed to meet our source at the same place we always meet people who cooperate with the New Truth, which had been the safest place in the city up to that point, the sewers. But she never came back, Michael. I was hoping she'd found you. Or perhaps some problem had come up in the sewers, and she'd taken refuge in your apartment.
Don't worry, Chris. Sarah will be fine.
Yes, I know. Sarah is a strong woman and very resourceful. I know she can take care of herself. If you want to help us, Michael, get us that report. I'm trapped in this basement in this wheelchair, but I know that you'll be able to get it for me. It's vitally important that we get it. That's where we'll find the answers to all our questions. Even answers about Emily and her messages. Follow the trail of Sarah and our source. Go down into the sewers and find some clue that can lead us to them. But be very careful down there. It's dangerous.
Dangerous? You just told me the sewers were the safest place in the city.
Indeed, they were. That's why they became the perfect hiding place for the Dissolved and their families. For some time now, the Army has been reinforcing its dragnets for catching the Dissolved hiding in the sewers. If they find you in one of those tunnels, they'll shoot first and ask questions later.
I'll be fine.
Take this. You'll need something to guide you. The city sewer system is a veritable labyrinth.
Okay, eso es lo que necesitaba.
The exact spot where the meeting was supposed to take place. It's a huge subterranean gallery where several pipes converge. Michael, please, bring me that report. And for the love of God, bring Sarah back to me safe and sound.
I'll do it.
Ok, entonces sí, tiene sentido. Si las alcantarillas era para eso tan en específico, era como que baja y no, pues no sé ni qué. Pues son unas alcantarillas, ¿qué hago? No sé a dónde ir. Y ahora ya tenemos razón para bajar las alcantarillas. Ahora, ¿no tendrás de pura casualidad algo de película para tomar fotografías? Aquí en este lugar donde se dedican a periódicos y toman fotos para el periódico, ¿no?
The entire basement is filled with books, albums, file cabinets, and photos. You can even find the odd exotic object in all this. Sarah and Chris accumulated enough material to fill a museum of curiosities.
¿Baúl?
A huge old trunk. Looks like it weighs a ton. The layer of dust on top suggests that it hasn't been opened in a long time.
¿Puedo ver qué tienes aquí, amigo?
Locked with a key. I'm afraid that Chris doesn't trust anyone, and the way things turned out after the Great Wave, he's doing the right thing.
Te estoy viendo, amigo.
It's Chris. Nowadays, the only person I think I can trust. He's waiting for me to find and bring him back that report that promises to reveal a lot of secrets about this new world. And to do that, I first have to find Sarah and her source.
¿Con quién estás hablando, amigo? ¿No tienes algo para mi cámara?
I'm not going to give it to anyone. Then I wouldn't have it anymore.
Mesa de trabajo.
Covered with scrawled notes, open books, and dirty coffee mugs. I get the impression that Chris lives, works, eats, and sleeps at this enormous desk.
foto de Sara.
While I can't remember her clearly, looking at this photograph gives me a pleasant sense of tranquility. I'm sure Sarah and I were very good friends before the world collapsed.
El sillón antiguo resalta mucho en el lugar, se ve muy... Yo creo por el color.
A beat-up armchair covered with patches. It's funny. It's pretty tatty, but it looks extremely comfortable. Oh, Lord. I'm completely exhausted. I feel like I've been wandering around this new world for centuries, but I can't stop to rest now. Not until Chris and I have uncovered the secrets in that army report.
Okay. No veo nada más que pueda revisar.
Dozens of documents and newspaper clippings about conspiracies, attacks, inexplicable occurrences. Looking at the topics of all this material, I can imagine what the editorial line of The New Truth is.
Okay.
Chris, I need you to refresh my memory of a few concepts.
Me imagino que esto nomás es para volvernos a platicar lo mismo.
What do you...
Luego me da risa cómo mueve las manitas.
Tell me if I just could I but and I have tell it and look if the is it of course
Okay. Bueno, pues vamos a la alcantarilla, pues, a ver qué. Necesito tomar una foto, pero no la puedo tomar. Ahora es por el otro lado, donde estaban los guardias antes. Ya regresé. Ok, aquí no es la alcantarilla, no sé por qué me viene por acá. Solo tenía ganas de caminar un poco más. No se preocupen. Vamos para acá. Ok, aquí está la alcantarilla. Ahora sí tengo el mapa.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to climb down any further. It's totally dark and it would be crazy to go into the...
Ok, juego.
Here goes. I'll use the map Chris gave me as a guide. These tunnels are a real labyrinth.
Muy bien. Vamos a buscar ese lugar de encuentro. Espero que no encontremos a Sara muerta ahí.
This is the place marked on the map. The place where Sarah and her confidential source were found.
¿Alguien dijo algo?
The underground rivers that carried the sewage and garbage from Doomsday City lead here. If I ever thought I couldn't fall any lower, this place helps me remember how mistaken I was.
¿Y están pasando trenes por ahí o qué? Casquillos.
They gleam like gold nuggets, illuminated by the light that enters through the ceiling. These empty shell casings are evidence that a shooting occurred in these sewers. They wouldn't be of any use to me. These bullets have already been fired.
Aquí hay sangre.
Damn it. More of that macabre graffiti. This pestilent city is oozing blood from every pore. The trail disappears, drip by drip, into that tunnel. There's a very familiar sound coming from the depths of the tunnel behind this grate. It's a subway train. I don't get it. If they boarded up the subway stops and shut down the subway service, what the devil are those trains carrying? And where are they going?
Exacto, esa es una gran pregunta.
This is where that river of filthy water ends. It's funny. Despite the nauseating stench it gives off, there's something hypnotic about that viscous green waterfall.
Vayamos a ver a dónde lleva el rastro de sangre. Espero que no sea un cadáver de una mujer. Ah, aquí mismo. Tan cerca y tan lejos.
It's an enormous accumulation of trash, mud, and plant matter that has built up in the years since this pipe was last cleaned. Ugh, there's a stench coming from inside it, even worse than the rest of the sewer.
Montón de desechos parcialmente desenredados.
I've been able to remove some of the waste, but I won't be able to remove the rest of it with my hands. This stuff is too snarled up.
All right. Let's see what the devil is so tangled up in here. My God! Sarah!
No.
Bullets torn off her jaw. But her face is still recognizable. Poor Chris. How am I going to break this to him?
Tiene una USB agarradito en la mano. Oh no, Sarah. No sé por qué lo presentí de que iba a estar muerta, pero pues, ¿qué más iba a pasar?
One bullet hit her in the jaw, and another went through part of her neck. There's no doubt that Sarah bled to death while using the last of her strength, trying to drag herself out of here. A flash drive. It's sticking out of the corpse's clenched fist. Sarah is holding on to it for dear life, even in death.
No, ya tenemos la memoria USB. Pero pues si la mataron y todo, no le quitaron la información, o la mataron por alguna otra razón, o Super trabajó para ocultar esa memoria. Todo este tiempo el juego me ha estado jugando conmigo, ha estado burlándose de mí, enseñándome este lugar. Mira, 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 y por fin llegamos aquí. Vámonos.
Take good care of it. This piece of plastic was the motive for Sarah's murder. That's how little human life is worth in this hellhole.
Pobre Sara. Oh. Esperemos que hayan comprado una buena memoria USB, porque si no, ese pedazo de chatarra no va a servir de nada. Aquí es donde estaban los guardias con la sombra. Para acá. Lo siento mucho, amigo.
Hello, Chris.
Michael, you're back already? Tell me, did you find Sarah? Did you bring the report she went out to get?
I brought the report. Here it is.
Oh, that's great news. I knew you could do it. Ah, damn it. I should have guessed. I was expecting a paper dossier, not an electronic document. We have a serious problem, Michael.
Problem? What's wrong?
We're not in the old world anymore, and access to electricity is a privilege very few people have nowadays. The good news is that I was able to save my old laptop from the Great Wave.
Ah, la tienes en tu baúl.
The bad news is that we don't have anywhere to plug it in.
What can we do?
If we want to find out the secrets in this report, we need electricity. Bring me a generator with enough fuel, and we'll find all the answers we need, Michael. But tell me, please, did you find Sarah? Why didn't she come back with you? What happened?
¿Cómo decírtelo? Ni para qué decirle que está sana y salva. Lo siento, Chris. Sarah ha muerto.
I'm sorry, Chris. Sarah's dead.
God. But what?
It looks like she and your confidential source were ambushed and shot by soldiers in the sewers. I found Sarah's body in one of the graded tunnels near the refugee camp. I took the report out of her hands, but I had to leave her there.
Oh, my poor Sarah. She didn't deserve that. Please, Michael, don't leave her body to rot in the sewers. I beg of you. Do it for me. For Sarah. For Emily.
I'll do what I can, Chris. I promise you.
Now, get me that electric generator. Time is running out.
Me voy a traer el generador y me va a decir, pero Chris, lamentablemente tengo una Apple. Y esta iMac no tenemos el cargador súper raro. Necesito que busques un cargador.
An enormous amount of paper and old junk piled up in a perfect state of disorder. The chaos in this trunk is unbelievable.
¿No tendrás un rollo de cámara?
What do we have here?
Deja de
One would
buscar ahí.
expect there are only old magazines, stacks of paper, and outdated printing supplies here. No, wait a minute. It looks like there's also film for
Sí, ahí está. Sí. Gracias. Y lo siento mucho por Sarah. Sarah.
Hello, Chris.
Michael, did you bring...
No,
If we won't bring me...
I'll do it.
But hurry.
¿Y dónde voy a conseguir un generador?
Before leaving his house, I shoot a furtive glance at Chris. He's gazing in Sarah's photo in silence, completely lost in thought.
La cara del
Maybe I should have
señorcito.
lied about what happened to her. Told him that she got away, leaving the report behind. That she's safe and sound, and just waiting for the right moment to come back. But the truth is a poisonous inheritance from the old world. What good does it do to know it, if it snatches away your last hope?
Pero pues es que, ¿qué sentido tiene darle la falsa esperanza de que va a volver y está muerta? Luego, si de alguna otra manera se entera de que está muerta, no está tan lejos de aquí el cuerpo de donde estamos. Pero bueno, a lo mejor era lo más noble decirle que está bien ella, pero pues yo siento que es mejor decir la verdad que decirle algo que no. Ok, entonces ya puedo combinar película de cámara instantánea.
Film for the instant camera, and brand new. It's a good thing that Chris and I share the same interest in antique photographic equipment.
Okay.
Perfect. Now I can load the camera. The tab that closes the film compartment is broken. I can't use it like this. I need something to hold it in place, or else the film will keep falling out.
Ay, siempre es algo.
It has film in it, but the tab that closes the film compartment is broken. I can't use it in this condition. The film would fall out. Damn it. Why does everything have to be so complicated?
¿Y ahora qué? ¿Cómo voy a hacer eso? Con mi diente.
I can't believe it. The tooth fragment fits perfectly into the slot for the broken tab. Now I can close the film compartment.
Nah, si era eso. Yo dije, a lo mejor puedo amarrar la cámara con la cinta. Pero mi diente roto. Nah. Bueno. Los accidentes felices, como diría el Bob Ross. Me gusta decirle Rob Boss, no sé por qué. Y luego, las pilas. Tengo que volver a prender la luz. Vamos a prender la luz otra vez. Me imagino que con lo caro que es la electricidad, alguien vio prendido eso y dijo, déjamelo apago porque sale muy cara la luz. Al menos no está tan lejos.
Great. The circuit breaker I activated is tripped, and it's the only one that seems to work. It'll probably only hold for a little while.
¿Ya? Imagínate, le tomas la foto y le llevas una foto oscura y te dice, ¿qué es eso? No veo nada.
Let's take a look. Perfect.
Perfecto.
A shot of the medical center and the secret fuel depot. My first photography job in this new world. And in fact, I know someone who's eagerly waiting for this.
Perfecto. Avances, avances. Vamos a entregar la foto. Y ahora me pregunto qué van a hacer para distraer y sacarlos de ahí de la casita esa con ruedas. No, para acá. Para acá. No me imagino si me pusiera a jugar otros King's Quest más viejos o el Secret of the Monkey Island o algo así, me imagino que me atoraría por semanas si no buscara una guía o algo. Y aquí está tu fotito, señor Don Cazador.
I brought what we agreed. Here's the photograph of the fuel depot.
Fantastic, Mike. Let's see what you've got there. This is incredible. Those pigs have been storing thousands of gallons of fuel, and all within our reach. With your ID, all we have to do is go into the compound, say, hello, boys, and bring it all back here. You've just made me very, very happy, dude. I knew I wasn't wrong about you.
Now you have to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yes, of course I will, Mike. You know I'm a man of my word. Besides, these are hard times, and we have to help one another, dude. I'll get Rod and his wife out of their trailer, so you can have a little time alone with the boy. You have my word, and my complete discretion.
But remember that you promised that we'd do it my way, quietly and with no violence. I don't want anybody getting hurt. I just need your men to distract his parents on some pretext for long enough for me to slip in there, okay?
Of course, Mike. You have my word that we'll only do what's necessary. Only what's strictly necessary. Give me a few minutes and then go to the trailer. Everything will be fine when you get there.
Okay, but before I go, can I ask you for something else?
Today you've been the bearer of the best possible news, dude. So shoot. I'll see what I can do.
Ok, necesito con urgencia un generador eléctrico.
I need an electric generator urgently.
Hey, dude, calm down. I think you misinterpreted my offer. Since the Great Wave, a generator has become worth more than the lives of 100 people in this camp. Don't think I couldn't get you one, but the price will be so high that I can't imagine how you'll be able to pay me. I'm sorry, Mike.
But I just gave you access to thousands of gallons of fuel.
But those barrels aren't walking out of that place on their own. My men and I are going to have to risk our hides by going into the lion's den. I'm sorry, but the matter is closed.
Ok, pues ya ni modo, ¿qué le vamos a hacer? Unos soldados asesinaron a una amiga en las cloacas. Necesito que se hagan cargo del cuerpo.
Some soldiers murdered a friend of mine in the sewers. I need you to take care of her body.
Well. Murdered in the sewers. And what the hell was your friend doing there? Wait, don't answer. I've heard about that custom among some relatives of the sick. It means she was hiding a dissolved in the sewers. Or am I mistaken?
Yes, you're absolutely, totally, and completely wrong. I'm not going to tell you what she was doing there. About her commitment to learning the truth, to changing things in the shithole left behind by the Great Wave, where you move around like a fish in water. You'd be incapable of understanding it. You couldn't even imagine making a sacrifice like that. Even I have a hard time imagining it. It's none of your business.
Listen, Mike, you know what I think of those disease carriers and of the people who hide them. For everyone's sake, they all belong in the hands of the cleanup brigades. But you know what? Your intentions are good, giving a friend a decent burial. You're loyal to your friends, and I like that. Above all, you've got to be faithful. Loyalty is everything in this new world. So consider it done. I'll take care of it, dude.
Her body's in the sewer tunnel that comes out by the entrance to the camp.
Your friend will have a decent resting place. I give you my word. You should be going now. I've got to get the trailer sorted out. Give me a few minutes and then you can go there, okay? Adios, dude.
Adiós, hermano. Gracias. No hay nada nuevo ahí, ¿no? Un generador eléctrico aquí arriba, ¿no? Rayos, no. Okay. ¿Cuánto será unos minutitos? Ya.
Wait a minute. What's that noise? Why is everyone fleeing? What's going on? The cleanup brigades are coming. And they're heading for Rod's trailer. God damn it! The hunters turned them in! That animal turns Colin and his family in!
No, he's not sick. It's a mistake. Don't take him away. It's all a misunderstanding.
It's just a question of minutes before those bastards break into the trailer and take the boy.
Oh no, es otra cosa de esas de urgencia.
Don't take him, please.
One of those those vehicles of terror the members of the cleanup brigade use to get around.
No,
The ambulance's
don't
siren is
take
making
him.
infernal
Please.
noise. Good God, it's deafening.
You're making a mistake. My child is not sick.
Now I understand why this window hasn't been cleaned. It gives Rod and his family some privacy without raising suspicions about the boy's illness. Besides, that glass looks pretty thick. The boy's cries can't be heard from outside.
¿Y ahora que rompo esto para entrar o qué?
Okay, I've got to act fast. The noise the ambulance makes will cover the sound of the glass breaking.
Ok. Hola.
Michael? Michael, is that you?
Yes, Colin. It's me.
Me llevo esta pistola para que no me vayan a disparar.
Emily told me a lot about you. That's how I know you. She gave me a message. She said it was very important that I give it to you. What's all that noise outside, Michael? Where are my parents?
It's nothing, Colin. Your parents will be back very soon. Don't worry. But it's impossible for you to have spoken to Emily. She's no longer with us.
Yes, she is. Emily is always with me. When I go down the underground highways, she's there, waiting for me. Emily gave me a message, Michael. She told me it was something very, very important.
Cuéntame qué ocurre en esas autopistas subterráneas, Colin.
Tell me what happens on those underground highways, Colin.
The highways are very dark, and I don't want to go down there. They're too scary. There's no light, and they're full of ghosts. There are only shadows and voices down there. Everyone seems very sad and angry, and they tell me things I don't want to know, things I don't even understand. At first, I hid the whole time, so they wouldn't find me. Or I wandered around by myself for hours in the dark, until I met Emily. Now I'm not so afraid of the underground highways, Michael, because she's always there.
Dices que Emily cuida de ti, pero ¿cómo es eso posible?
You say that Emily takes care of you? But how is that possible?
She protects me. She keeps me from feeling scared, because I used to be really scared. I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't understand anything. But now with Emily by my side, everything is much better. She tells me that what's happening to me is normal, that I'm just sick, but that the sickness will go away soon. And that the pain will go away for good then, that she also got really scared when she got sick.
Emily told you that she also got sick?
Yes, she told me that she went through this before me, that a while back she got the same sickness I have. She told me that she felt very lonely too, and that the pain was unbearable, but that it finally ended. And that's why I shouldn't worry, that the pain and the fear will go away. She's very kind to me, Michael. She's very kind to everybody, isn't she?
Yes, Colin. Yes, she is. Emily contracted the same disease. No, it can't be. Emily, a dissolved? Is that why they didn't let me see your body? Is that the reason for all the secrecy surrounding your death?
¿Y cuál es el mensaje tan importante que tienes que darme?
And what is this message you have to give me that's so important?
She told me that she couldn't come back to be with us, that she will be trapped forever on the underground highways, and that the same thing will happen to me very soon. That's why she asked me to tell you that we're connected, Michael. She told me that you'd understand. We're connected, and it's very important for you to remember that.
Connected? What does that mean, Colin?
Emily told me there was a thread that no one can see that joins us to you, and that's why there's still a chance we can be saved, but that only you could do it while there's still time. She told me that if we're connected, there's still some hope for us all. Can you make everything go back to the way it was, Michael? I don't want to be stuck on the underground highways forever. Can you really make everything go back the way it was, Michael?
We're connected? What does that mean? I don't understand anything. This is all crazy.
Michael, help me.
Oh
It
no.
hurts so much. Make it stop.
Colin, what's happening?
Make it stop,
Vamos a ver cómo se disuelve alguien.
please.
Colin!
No.
My God. I have to get out of here. I have
and let us do our job. No, don't go in there.
Wow.
I beg of you.
My son! My son!
Colin, no. No.
Damn it. I can't breathe. If it's true that there's a way to change all this, I have to find it now. I don't think I can stand it any longer. I don't think anyone can.
Wow. Estuvo bien denso esa disolución. Porque no solo la carne y el músculo y todo se disuelve, también la calavera, el hueso y todo. Está bien intenso esas disoluciones. Ay, no. Pero bueno, tengo la pistola.
This revolver still has 2 bullets in the chamber. The ones Rod and his wife were saving for when Colin passed away. It's possible that by taking it, I've saved their lives, or, on the other hand, condemned them to go on living.
No puedo entrar ya, ni nada. No.
Poor Colin. His fate was sealed long before I woke up. Where could Rod and his wife be? Truth is, I'd rather not know the answer. Forget it. I'm not going back into that room.
¿Qué habría pasado si no hubiera agarrado la pistola? A lo mejor si no agarrabas la pistola, sí te deja entrar y agarras la pistola, ¿verdad? Que me imagino que es importante. Bueno, lo siento mucho, Colin. Algún día todos nos disolveremos. Todos seremos Fanta en algún lugar. En ese camino. En ese camino subterráneo lleno de líquido naranja. Todos estaremos nadando ahí. Ok. Yo creo que aquí lo dejo por ahora. Es bien tarde. Pero estoy bien enganchado con este juego. Sí me gustó mucho. Pues quiero ver qué más nos depara esto. Pero ya es muy tarde. A ver qué es. Guardar. Son las... La revelación de la hora. Son las 2 de la mañana. Me duermo más tarde de eso, pero sí es tarde ya para andar grabando. Así que gracias por ver. Espero que les haya gustado. Continuamos Dead Synchronicity en el siguiente episodio. No sé qué tanto falte para acabar el juego, pero no veo a dónde más se puede extender el juego ya. Ya vimos casi todas las entradas de la ciudad. Aunque puede que otro mapa esté más allá a solo un clic en el GPS y ya. Así que quién sabe.
Impossible. The GPS map only shows the city at street level. There are no indications of what's below it on this device.
Ok. Sigue el misterio de que para qué es el cable este, para qué es la bolsa, para qué quiero la pistola. A lo mejor sirve para ayudar a escapar a Rose, no sé. Por ahora, aquí lo dejo. Gracias por ver, espero que les haya gustado. Continuamos en el siguiente episodio. Hasta la próxima, sale bye.